And you are fighting this weekend, yes?
Yes, I'm fighting this weekend.
Yes, I'm fighting this weekend.
Yes, I'm fighting this weekend.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
We may have just witnessed the worst card, not just in Fight Night history, but in UFC history, potentially in combat sports history. Now, this card wasn't just awful because the fights were awful. But even before the card, we had Owain Elliot pull out of his fight against Rameses Brahimaj, right? Who actually had a good performance, but we'll talk about that later. But he had one of the few good performances on that card tonight. But Owain pulled out of that card due to visa issues, right? Andreas Gustafsson, his fight got pulled out. Trevin Giles pulled out because he hit his head after weight cutting or something, or cutting his weight. So, yeah, then you had that, right? So this is all before the fight, before the cards. Then you had Minty Bets have a software malfunction, right? Let's watch this.
Wonder why this total is heavily juiced to the under at 1.5 rounds, but I've got to find something similar for a better price. Excuse me. I've got to find something similar for a better price. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got to find something similar for a better price, and I am betting on, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm betting on a second round finish because
what was that? What was that?
Everyone is loving a first round finish here. I'm betting a round 2 finish at plus 250.
She was wrong, by the way. There was no finish in this fight, but yeah, I don't know if my guess would be the teleprompter was malfunctioning. I guess Minty Bets isn't really she isn't really good at betting, guys. Don't take advice from Minty Bets of all people. She just reads from a teleprompter, it seems like. So yeah, that was weird, and that was during the card, during the main card, I believe. Then, and this kind of doesn't have to do with the card, but it still was announced. They officially announced that Noche is canceled. Well, they've moved it to San Antonio, but it's not happening in Mexico. So what a joke that is. I mean, that's just hilarious, right? So I don't know. We might not be getting Yair Volk. I already kind of did a video on this because this has been rumored for a couple of days, but that was just ridiculous as well. And then the card itself. We'll talk about the card itself. So let's get this in frame here. Right now you just see Aaron Blanchfield. The card itself was, we'll start with the main event. This was hilarious. So this main event didn't even happen. Kind of the reason I'm doing this video, kind of pushed me over the edge to do this. This main event did not even occur. So Aaron Blanchfield versus Macy Barber was supposed to take place. The co-main event had just finished. They did the video package hyping up the fight. And then it goes to like Fitzgerald and the team and DC and Sanko. And he's just like, yeah, the main event is canceled. So they canceled the main event. Now, it's apparently because Macy Barber had a seizure. So I hope she's all right. But at the same time, I'm assuming this is due to weight cutting. Because she missed weight. She looked horrible on the scales. And she still missed weight. And now she had a seizure? I mean, that's not really heard of. We don't really hear of that a lot. But I'm going to guess it's due to weight cutting. I don't really know what she can do. She's pulled out of fights before. Which kind of sucks because, she was talking a lot of smack to Aaron Blanchfield. And Blanchfield was like, I'm surprised if she would even make this card because she's pulled out a lot. And they kind of had a little back and forth. But, yeah, she's actually pulled out of the card. So, very embarrassing. We've never seen this. We've never seen someone pull out of a fight like minutes before. It's like insane. This has been one of the most disastrous years for the UFC I think I've ever seen. It's just nothing can go right for them. I honestly feel bad for them. I don't know if it's just that TKO bad luck, that Endeavor bad luck. I don't know if it's just Dana has a curse on him and he's spreading it across the company. I don't know what's going on, but this card was one of the most shitted on cards before it even happened, right? I didn't even talk about that, but the card itself was so crapped on before it even took place. It was so crapped on. People made fun of it. People said it was a disaster card. Nobody's going to watch this. Who the hell would watch this card? And I agreed. Why would anyone waste their time watching this? I'll be honest. I watched about half of this card, and what I saw was, it really wasn't good at all. So, yeah, again, main event didn't even happen. What a joke. We've never seen this before. Shevchenko was in the crowd, right? Like, presumably the winner of this would face Shevchenko next. Now what? What a joke. This is just a joke. It's an absolute joke. Again, I know it's not the UFC's fault, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. We've seen, this is what's kind of interesting to me. I wonder if statistically this is true. I'd like to kind of break this down at the end of the year and see if the numbers sort of hold up, but I think we're like at the most pullouts in a single year we've ever had in the history of the UFC. That might be, maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's not at that level yet, but it feels like it. It really does. So many big fights. Armin a day before. This fight minutes before. Brian Ortega. That was this year, right? The Ortega versus Diego fight? If not, it still applies. I don't even remember. The months are like... That's how uneventful this year has been. I don't even remember what's happened this year, last year. So many pullouts. On this card alone, you had a bunch of pullouts. You had Jeff Neal pull out against Protest recently. You had Dan Hooker pull out against Justin Gaethje. It's the good fights we always miss out on too, except Blanchfield and Barber, but it's usually always the good fights we miss out on. I've never seen this. I'm telling you guys, Charles Oliveira is going to pull out against Ilya. Expect it. Be ready for it. It's going to happen. DDP is going to pull out against Hamza with an injury, or Hamza's going to pull out with an injury. It's going to happen. Mentally prepare yourselves. Good things will not happen this year with the UFC. I'm telling you guys. It's not, for some reason, it's just not meant to be this year. Hopefully next year, next year we got the World Cup and GTA 6 and fucking the Avengers. I don't know. Maybe next year could be like a big upswing year for the UFC, but this year is just not it, bro. Something's in their control, something's out of their control, but... So, yeah, let's talk about this card. This card was awful. Main event didn't happen. Co-main event, which I was going to say... Well, I did say before this fight, this is the fight I'm looking forward to. This is the people's main event. And it was very mid. And it was just super mid. And it's so sad because you got a guy like Ludovic Klein who was on a good winning streak. He was a hyped up prospect. People were excited for him to do big things at lightweight. If he would have won this fight, he would have been looking at the top 5 of lightweight potentially, or right outside the top 5 at least. And now you just lose to Mateusz Gamrot 2-1. I thought he won the third round, but he lost the first 2 really comfortably. The dude, he has a 95% takedown rate and then gets taken down in the first 2 rounds, like repeatedly. Yeah, it's just the new guard can never break through. I mean, you can't even meet Mateusz Gamrot, bro. The new guard is just so ass. I don't understand. Fiziev lost to Gaethje twice. I'm not going to hype up these prospects anymore, bro. And I'm a fan of Gamrot. I'm like the one of the 5 fans of Mateusz Gamrot. I'm like the one of 5 fans. Like, he has no fans. I like Gamrot. Even though he's very boring, there's something about him I like. I don't know. But this fight was kind of ass, to be honest. The third round was really fun. I liked the third round a lot. It was a bit scrappy. But the first 2 were awful. I wouldn't say awful, but they were just really just boring. And again, I like Gamrot. I don't even know why I like Gamrot. I just like Gamrot. You know, when there's some fighters where you're just like, I like this guy. I don't know why. Like, you know how like Bedtime likes like Curtis Blades, or like I'm trying to think of like another MMA YouTuber. You know, like some people just like certain fighters. I just like Gamrot. But nonetheless, yeah, this fight. Again, Ludovic Klein losing, man. This was supposed to be like a big moment for Klein. If he would have won this, he would have been looking forward to like names like maybe Gaethje. Maybe an Armin. Maybe Holloway coming off of a win. Dan Hooker. But now he's just still unranked. He just lost to Gamrot. Now we're gonna have to see Gamrot versus Armin, or Gamrot versus Gaethje, or maybe Gamrot Benoit. I guess he might have to fight down. It's just so stupid. None of the new guard ever breaks through. What's wrong with these guys? What is wrong with the new guard? Awful. This was a good performance from Rameses. This guy's awesome. Rameses Brahimaj. He was the saving grace of this card. He's very good. He had a first round sub against Billy Ray. I didn't do like official predictions for this card at all. I don't think I predicted this like anywhere, but I was picking him to win. He was a massive underdog. Why was he such a massive underdog? That's so weird. Because I thought it was pretty clear he was going to win. I don't know why he was such a big underdog. I thought he was going to KO Billy Ray, to be honest. Because Billy Ray likes to get too scrappy. He's a little bit hittable. Rameses has good power. He has a good guard. He has good... he likes... What's it called? He has a good guard. He protects himself well, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think he'd sub him. But he does have wrestling. So I don't know. Billy Ray Goff being that big of a favorite, I don't know. Him being a favorite at all, honestly, I thought Rameses would be the favorite. So, but great performance. Thank goodness Owain Elliot pulled out, because I love Owain Elliot, and I also love Rameses Brahimaj. To be honest, I've become a fan since his last fight. So I don't really want to see those two guys fight. I'm stuttering because this card is like just malfunction my brain. I can't even think straight. But yeah. Dustin Jacobe got a first-round knockout, I believe. Yeah, he did. A first-round KO over Bruno Lopez. I love Dustin Jacobe as well. Shout out to him. It was a good performance, good KO. Again, I picked him to win as well, even though I didn't do official predictions. But, you know, on my own time, in my own head, I picked him to win. So, but yeah, I thought it was good by him. Then you had Ketlin Vieira, Macy Chasson. Do you guys think this was a good fight? Exactly. Zachary Reese versus Dusko. This was a very mid fight as well, I thought. Really low level looking, to be honest with you. DC at one point said, what the f... I mean, he didn't say the F word, but he was like, what the f... When I think it was Dusko that went for like a really shitty like takedown, or I don't know. It looked awful. Philho versus Nassimento. It was whatever. Kurt Halabar versus Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt won. That's cool. He didn't twerk either. He did the worm, I think. Did he twerk? No, I think he only did the worm. Yeah. Bolaji Oki versus this guy, who cares? And then the opening of the card, who cares? That's the thing. Even if some of these fights were like okay, or some of these finishes were okay, it's like, look at the names. Kurt Halabar? Really? Dusko Todorovic? Ketlin Vieira? Who cares? Just who cares? One of the worst cards I've ever seen. So many fights fell out of this card as well. It's just awful. It's a joke. It's a joke. Joke of a company. Joke of a sport. Ridiculous. Laughable. Yeah. Awful. One of the worst fight nights, if not the worst fight night in the history of the UFC. And maybe in the history of combat sports. So that's all I got to say about this one. What a joke. The main event. We've never seen that. Minutes before the main event. And one of the fighters pulls out. Multiple fights got dropped before this card even took place. Then all the stuff I showed you at the beginning, all the little shenanigans that took place. Just what a joke. Make sure you guys like and sub. I guess we got good things to look forward to. 316, 317, a couple of good fight nights. So hopefully things are going to look up for the UFC. But make sure you guys like and sub. Become a member in the description. Gaming video coming soon for the members. So become a member if you want to see me game, because we got some big things planned for the member videos. We got some good member videos planned. So see you guys. Peace.